Praise
Praise
first.
Praise first.
All right. Didn't want to be long today, but I just wanted to touch up with everybody on what's going on and how we're going to proceed. As you know, it's starting to get warm, and that's when we usually do our events, how we do a lot of recruiting. So I think that's where I really want to focus on, you know, trying to get our membership up and outreach to the people. We did a phenomenal job letting people know we're here. But, you know, we still got to do a better job of recruiting and getting our information out. So I wanted to have an open floor real quick on some possibilities of you guys as far as events. And I know Brother Ant, I couldn't make it today. I'm glad he went because I forgot to reach out to make sure. I got caught with my granddaughter today. But Brother Anthony, could you tell us about what Kevin was talking about? You know, we do a lot of events with Kevin and his team. Did you get any feedback on what he was trying to do recently or coming up?
I mean, I'm not going able to articulate the whole thing because it's a lot. It's a lot, but I'm with it. But basically, he's just saying that to like pull it together better. Like instead of like last year, he was saying that he did it 2 times a month. He said this year he's doing it like 1 time a month, and he's bringing some other, he's fitting some other pieces into it, and I think you guys will be really interested in it. I think he's gonna email you over some you Everett. He's gonna email you over some information. I think he's gonna put it all on paper so you could see it. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But from where I'm standing, it's in line. It's in line with the community and our people and the UNIA and all that. So, you know, I was pleased with it. Okay.
Brother Frank, you have any suggestions? Or Brother Anthony, before I cut you off, did you have any suggestions that you wanted to do? I know I wanted to have, before I let you go, I wanted to do our first in-person meeting and still stream it via Zoom. So when we meet, but I want to have, you know, a little music, some vendors, and some food, you know, just so we could just eat and fellowship like we do at Lady Prayer's house, but maybe at a different venue. So hopefully we can get, I'm not expecting a large amount, but maybe 25, 30 people. We invite our family. I think that would be good as well. But that was just an idea I had for an event, but it would actually be one of our next upcoming meetings that will be in person, but we still could stream it via Zoom. But Brother Anthony, did you have anything in terms of events you was thinking about?
Pretty much the same thing that you just said. You know what I mean? I don't have a lot of. I mean, what are we talking about? We talking about like when it gets warm? Or
yes, yes. Maybe I'll say end of March, early April. Because our first event last year was March, end of March, wasn't it? Yeah, I can't remember, but that was inside.
I mean, you know, I don't, as long as if you guys could, if somebody could supply some tables and chairs, I'll gladly volunteer my place right here to do one of the live meetings, because I mean, Lady Press she's been holding that down for a minute. I think it's time somebody else does it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, cool. So we can look at your spot as one of the meetings. So yeah, that'll work as well. And
because I got my inside right here is not that big, but I got you seen the place. I got the backyard and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, and then I'll talk to you. Maybe your maybe the wife can we can get her to do the food.
Oh, most definitely, definitely.
Yeah, so I can rap to her about that. Brother Frank, you have any suggestions?
No, I don't. Not really. I do think an in-person meeting is good. We should definitely get together. I also was going to say that I think we need to, and it's not really on topic, but get a officers meeting soon.
Yes. I was going to mention that next, but yes, I'm glad you mentioned that. Yes.
And if Saturdays are up in the air as far as times, maybe we could look at meeting on Mondays again, like we did in the past.
Yes, let me know when you think we can get together. I just didn't want to kill everybody because I know we had orientation. I think orientation ends this week, and for the New York division orientation, and our officers training was going, so I didn't want to overcrowd. But if I'm not mistaken, we're on the last lesson now. So that would be great. If y'all want to schedule, we can put in, just let me know what Monday and we can do it. Or you want to wait, maybe skip a Monday and go the following Monday, the first Monday of March. Is that cool?
First Monday of March.
What are we in, March?
That's the 7th.
No,
Yeah,
we're in February.
Still, right.
It's the last day. Well, next couple of days will be the last day.
So it would be the
It'll
7th.
be Monday, Tuesday.
Well, you want to do Monday, right, Frank? So you want to do the 7th? We can make that officers meeting. Does that work with your schedule?
Yeah, and I was just bringing up in general, like because I know you were saying the time, like we couldn't meet last week, so we met this week because I had like alternating meetings, right?
Okay.
So I would have this meeting, but it kind of bumped into another meeting that I had on this Saturday. So I'm like, if the times or the days keep changing, maybe we'll just look at another day. I know that might affect our mass meetings, but see, we'll end up having another meeting next Saturday too, if we're trying to get back on schedule, right? You see, because we skipped a Saturday.
Right.
We're meeting this Saturday.
We could put that in the air. We could just skip Saturday and go the Saturday after the Monday meeting if you want to do that. Wait, that doesn't work though, does it? Because so we don't go. Yeah, we can do that. We'll take off the 5th and we'll go to 12th. That way we can meet on the 7th. Does that work?
Yeah,
and then I'll flip, and then we'll just go every other from there.
Right. Okay, that'll work.
That'll work. So we'll go, the next meeting will be on the next mass meeting will be on the 12th. And then we'll do the local officers meeting on the 7th, which is that Monday. And I'll put that up on the web. So that was good. Anybody else? Any guy think you got some events we could do? I definitely want to try to get up to Morgan. Oh, that reminds me, Brother Cameron, whenever you're ready, just let me know and I'll hit you all for those, because I love them flyers. Those are awesome.
Yeah, I got you. Like I had mentioned to you that I tried to basically, I don't want to say print them out myself, but I went on Vistaprint and I tried to put them up there just to see how it would turn out and look at the different options that we have for advertisement. But once I uploaded the image, it was like really blurry for some reason. And the software I used to create it was the Keynote app. So, maybe I used the wrong software. So as I was telling you, I'm going to try to redo it using a different type of platform or software. Okay. And then and uploading it then and seeing what we come up with. And after I get that situated, then we'll be ready to print them out and start doing some promotion on that.
That sounds good. You know what, Brother Frank, you could you was asking me about the video. Did you? I think, and I kept asking what videos you're talking about, but I keep forgetting about Signal. That's what I'm gonna go to next with Brother Anthony. But the video I think that you're talking about, did you ever get of the act that Brother Cameron's doing?
No, and you tried to send us a text message or something with a video. I couldn't play it, and then that thread, you said
did you check your email?
You said you were going to email it, but I never got an email.
All right, I'm gonna try to resend the email. I think that's what it was. I was thinking about that all last night too, because I went back and I kept saying, what video is he talking about? But
you brought it up, man. I don't know what the video was even about.
No, I just did a quick draft, like how he had sent the he let me in on the app. It was not finished, but what I did was I just went through and was like highlighting some things that we could do with the app. So I'll resend that video because for some reason when I sent it, I thought I sent it, but I don't know if everybody could get it. But you got it right, Brother Anthony?
No.
You didn't get the video on the app, or did you get the text?
Oh, I got a picture of the app.
But you didn't get the video?
No.
If I may interject real quick, one thing that you may be able to do, or me as well, if you would like, is we could probably upload it as a private video on YouTube, and then just send a link out to, you know, the members or whatnot, and then they could easily be able to just check it out on YouTube as a private video, probably.
Let's do that. Let's do that.
But that's a suggestion.
Yes, we can. I can do that too. If you want to do it, or I can do it, or I can just do what I said, because everybody liked it. It was real brief. But if you want to go through it and do it, just let me know and send me the video, and I can upload it, or we can do it, whatever. That's cool as well.
Okay.
The next is we wanted to I'll let Brother Anthony take this over. We wanted to start using more communication through Signal. So I'm still going to use the text line, because that's a way when people can sign up and we get that information right away. But once we vet them, we want to try to start using Signal. It's a more secure site. So I mean, let's say somebody wants some meeting information, or they want to learn more about us. Once they text the text line, they'll get information, and then we'll have them locked in on our cloud. Also, I still use the text line. Let's say you guys are recruiting somebody. Somebody says, you know, like, what's the UNIA about? You can hit preamble, and it'll come up and give you like friendly social and all of that stuff. And if they want to learn about, you know, Declaration and the Declaration of Rights of Negro People, you can text the text line. It'll give you those resources right away, the Constitution. So we'll still use that. But our regular communication, I really want to start using Signal. I know Brother Anthony has set us up on that, but I just got to try to make sure that everybody's cool with that. And are you guys familiar with the app at all? Anybody? Brother Anthony, you can go on and do a little bit about the Signal app.
I mean, what I was saying that we possibly might, I don't know, this is just what I'm thinking. With the Signal app, we might end up with two accounts, because I'm saying let's have one account for just officers.
Okay,
you know?
And then do the other one for mass.
That's what I'm saying. And then, like you said, you use the text line. I mean, let's just look at it like this. If it's not sensitive information, it's cool. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, we're a government, and the United States government and other governments don't send no sensitive information where anybody could view it.
Right.
So you know, we can't wait till we 2, 3, 4 years down the road to implement this stuff. We got to implement this stuff and have it as a mindset from the get-go, because, you know what I mean, mistakes of the past. We're not trying to repeat mistakes of the past. You know what I'm saying? So
the one that we have now is just the officers, correct?
I believe so. So.
All right, so I'll work on trying to get everybody into the like a mass group one.
Exactly.
Okay. All right, and I'll try to reach out and just let them know, just to let them know that to check the Signal. You know, I just got to do it better. I got to get a way to. Is there a way you can go to settings and get the alerts? Because I forget. Isn't like, you know, if somebody puts something in the chat, it alerts up. Because I got your message late too that you were going to Kevin's. I didn't even get that. I'm trying to.
It should be under notifications, I guess, right? But my question about Signal is, how do we know that that's?
Oh, I got you. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Brother Frank. I was looking for notifications.
How do we know that's better than anything else? Like, what makes it secure? I know that you can like have messages that disappear, but we not really using that option. So what would make it really a secure platform?
A brother that I know that is with a group. I won't call the group's name, but he's ex-military, and the information I got from him is that it's end-to-end encrypted. You know what I'm saying? That because that organization is strictly an underground organization, and they don't send any communications via the conventional route. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I can't break it down to you about in a technical way, but he's close to me. He's like family, and he has told me that it is end-to-end encrypted. I mean, let's just face it. Let's just face reality. I mean, anything man make, man could break. But we want to have it as secure as we possibly can. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
I think, and I could be wrong, I'm not the techno guy, so somebody can step in. I think it's kind of like how we use our I don't know if you guys use like the Apple Pay. It can't be encrypted. Is that what it is? You know how like when you put your debit card in a machine now, it has the chip. I think it's like a way where your texts are like chip protected, where they can go through and nobody can like scan them or something, but I'm not sure. But I think it's important that we do it, because I'm not gonna lie, I think they're messing with my mail. I'm pretty sure they're messing with my mail already. Go ahead, brother Frank.
I got
I'm
one.
sorry, brother Bruce. I'm sorry. Go.
I got one. All right. I deal with Microsoft Teams, right? Microsoft Teams, Microsoft doesn't even come inside of Microsoft Teams. It's a bubble, a server, all to yourself. Nobody can come in unless you invite them. Now there's levels to how deep you can encrypt and do things inside of your in your Microsoft Teams. You can have it where you got like a little thumb drive right here, and any information that you download from your computer to Microsoft Teams, it has to use encryptions, just like you would do like your Bitcoin or whatever, to get that information off of here onto Microsoft Teams. I use Microsoft Teams. The United States government uses Microsoft Teams. All right. I mean, even people in the Pentagon, they use that. They do not use Zoom and everything. So all I'm saying is this: however deep you want to get into encryption and everything, Microsoft is the ones who make the systems. All right. So any system that's out there, Microsoft can pretty much, if they wanted to, they could break into anybody's system. But with this right here, they have all kind of systems set up so that way, whoever invest into this organization, as far as Microsoft Teams, pays their little membership, nobody can come in here. Because even if I wanted to have some type of tech support, I have to allow them to come in, and then they screen share with me. They can't touch any of the information that I have in here. They have to screen share with me in order to help me fix whatever type of problem I have inside of the Microsoft Teams. So that's just a suggestion and everything. And they have like video after video after video on Microsoft, well, about Microsoft Teams on YouTube. So that might be something that we want to invest in. They're the leaders in the computer industry, the leaders. You know, if somebody's going to make a virus, it would be Microsoft that would make the virus. So I don't know, maybe that's something we can look into and maybe duplicate it and call it Signal 2. Duplicate whatever Microsoft is doing, duplicate that. But that's just a suggestion.
Yeah. You know, like for instance, I was saying, like, okay, take for instance these Zoom meetings. I mean, as far as I know, if you don't have the link, you cannot get in here. So therefore, if we're using Signal for the mass meetings or even the officers meetings, when we when we send it out on Signal, nobody, as far as, you know, like I said, nothing is 100% foolproof. But if we have the signal entity, and we send out the meetings on Signal, that means, as far as we know, it's secure. That means no one can, you know, just come across it and log in and eavesdrop. You know what I mean? Because it's easy. I mean, I used to have a Zoom thing where right in the middle of, we used to keep Zoom parties and discussion and then parties. And I remember
People crash. People
yeah,
crash.
yeah. I remember people just jumping in there and saying
all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. So, you know, we gotta be mindful of that, man. We gotta be security conscious. The times we live in right now, it ain't about no paranoia. It's just being safe, you know.
Right. Yes, that makes sense. So yeah, I'll try to work on that this evening. Try to contact everybody. Know we're going to use Signal as much as possible for the for the transmitting of business, and I'll still use the text line to recruit new members, so that way they can automatically text and get information on, and we can contact them, and then we'll vet them and flip them over. And I'll still use that for a resource if we need, for the keywords, if you guys ever need something.
May I ask a question, Prez?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The vetting, what does it entail?
Well, when I say vetting, that means, say for example, a new member, we gets a brochure, a flyer, gets the new flyer, and they're inquiring about it. So they go and be like, man, when's the next meeting? Or I need to contact somebody. They could go into the text line and text us right away. It'll give them an auto reply. Once they get that, once they text us, I have their cell phone information. So it's like a lead generator. So that way we don't lose the lead. I always say, hey man, you interested in a meeting, just text us. You know what I'm saying? They may give you an auto response. Our next meeting, someone will reach out to you for our next meeting. From there, I can reach out, hey, this is, Brother Everett. I see you, you contacted us about the UNIA. Have you, I start vetting them that way. Are you interested in the meeting? Are you African descent? We go through the list there. Then I can put them down and send them to our next meeting. Once they get on there, we can, can go from there. I'm not like, fully vetting. I'm just trying to get to know what they're about. Or they, that's what I meant when I said vet them, because I don't want to just send anybody in there, and the next thing you know, they get the meeting information, and it's like you say, it's a scam or somebody jumping in trying to derail what we're doing. So that's what I usually do. And then I either keep their number or I'll get out of it. Most of the time, so I'm usually telling people that I know, like, hey, hit this text number, put in meeting, and you'll get the updates of the meetings. So I kind of know who they are. And then when they put their number in, I can be like, is this your number? Boom, boom, compare it. And then I can put their name into the text line. So I know who we're texting, I know that much. But for new members, as we start recruiting, I want to be a little bit more detailed as far as, what information the new people are getting out. So I don't want them to get the information until we contact.
Right, because right now, let's say we're still in our infancy, but as we grow, and information becomes, it's going to become a serious matter after a while. So
yes,
like I said before, let's just ingrain it into our culture.
Yes.
Let's make it a part of our culture to be,
Yes.
to pertinent information is not to be spread around.
Exactly.
Even I'm not even talking electronically. I ain't talking about like officers and members, you know, you just don't meet somebody on the street and start spewing information,
Yes.
you know, certain type of information. I mean, if you're trying to recruit, it had to be specific towards the information you're giving is specific towards recruiting,
Yes.
not no additional information. Oh, well, you know, we planning to do this and we planning to do that, and nah, ain't none of that. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
For real, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Usually those initials is just how somebody would come up to the tent, like, hey, what's the information about the UNIA? Right? What do you guys? A lot of people aren't really familiar with it. So, you know, I use it as to say, well, hey, you know, this is boom, 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 and, you know, August 20th and the convention, and I give them a little information. And we actually talked about that this Tuesday, as I think it's the last chapter, how to recruit for the UNIA and how to train. I forgot the actual chapter, which is broad. I mean, how to teach the UNIA. I think that's the chapter. But it goes over the recruiting and aspects for the local offices as well. But yeah, and it also tells you, you know, don't go into too much detail. You want to vet. You want to vet because, you know, sometimes it could be used against us, some of the things we say. And Marcus Garvey's teachings is very critical of letting us know that, you know, even though we say race first and we're pro-Black, you know, some people take that to make us extremists, like we're hateful people or we hate somebody else and stuff like that. So he always uses, that's why he always says, use the preamble to let us know that, you know, we're a friendly organization, we're social, we're an institutional organization, things of that nature. So a lot of that stuff we'll pick up on as well, but we definitely want to proceed because you'll have somebody that's pro-Black, and then the next thing you know, they're pro-Black, but they're not race first pro-Black. You know what I mean? And they get the wrong kind of concept and look at you kind of sideways or condemn you. So it's very critical that we go up with that. Brother Bruce, you had your hand raised? You on mute, Brother Bruce.
There we go. I was reading this book and I went and I got the audio book for John Henry Clarke. And it was Columbus and the African Holocaust. And this is what I've been doing for the last 2 weeks. And then I had this other book, and I made sure I got the audio book. I actually have the hardback book of Medical Apartheid. I went through the whole book like 2 times already, right? Every verse, I'm trying to memorize everything that happened and everything, right? And there's another book I've been into, basically, long story short, right? So just what you were just saying as far as vetting, because I would really like to get a lot of Black people in my neighborhood involved in they just ignorant. They don't know nothing, right? So by me living in this region of the country and everything, we have a lot of biracials, a lot of intermixing, all of this and everything. So a lot of Black people, their mentality is like, oh, everybody white, they're good people until this, but you know, down the street right here, they calling us niggers and this and that, excuse my language. But they're doing that type of deal down the street. But the same people, they look alike, but we work with them and they're supposed to be our friends. But then down the street, their cousins and their friends are calling us the N-word and everything.
Right,
so
right.
I'm educating these brothers and trying to, the stuff that the books, I'm giving them like little bits of information on what we learned from the UNIA, just little bits and pieces and everything. So now, some of them are beginning to catch on a little bit. They're beginning to wake up a little bit, get a little bit of information, but it's a struggle. And you're right, that vetting is not a joke, man. You just can't say anything to every Black person because then automatically you're labeled as a radical. You know?
Right, exactly.
You know, they'll label you as a racist quick as I don't know what. And the same information that we talk about, I've done it. You know, the white folks interpret that as like hate whitey. They say these things, right? They say, oh, so kill the white man or this and that and everything. And then some of them joke around with it, but they're not joking. They're being serious and everything. So we have to be very careful because everybody that is Black might not understand exactly what we mean by when we say race first. Exactly. And they definitely don't understand the flag. They think that we're trying to separate from this country, and not just separate from this country, that we're not patriotic. Because I face this all the time, because I say I'm not going to change. I say the same thing. Like I said, I read these books and I regurgitate the things that are in there to Black people. And sometimes you meet up with a Black person that'll regurgitate it to a white person, and then they misinterpret what's being said and everything. But this is all history, you know. And they've shown it what happened in the Black Panthers. You know, some Black people just was not down with the cause and everything. So we have to be very careful how we vet folks. I mean, very careful, because before you know it, the wrong Caucasian person get the idea. Next thing you know, you in the newspaper, UNI division such and such is a racist group, blah, 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 blah. You know, that's how they roll. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I'm just telling you from experience. I'm in here, in Ohio, and I'm telling you, I deal with these guys, and they're very serious about keeping this racial purity on their side. As long as we think the way they think, everything is cool. But if you go against the grain, then you're unpatriotic, and you guys want to do this to the white folks and everything. It's just ridiculous how they think, but that's what's going on. So be very careful with this vetting, and know who you're talking to before you open your mouth and everything, and make sure you know exactly what you're saying. So that's just my little spill on that right there, bro. Because I'm dealing with it right now and everything, and I would really love a lot of Black people in this neighborhood to get involved, but just some of our people they don't want to come over here on this side and just be race first and be solely about Black people.
And that's what I was thinking of too. It's called Arguments for the Continuation, Perpetual, and Support of the UNIA. So in the training, I think it is 34 arguments. If someone was to come up to you and say, the UNIA is negative, besides sending them to the preamble, it's 34 arguments for the continuation. And I'm not sure if we went over that last week or not. I've been doing so much reading, but if we didn't, we'd probably cover it Tuesday and go over it again, because we're on the last lesson. But so that's very important, because a lot of people going to also be like, man, the UNIA, man, they hateful, or whatever the case may be. And that's when you pull out those statements and say, we're not, you know what I mean? We're not that kind of organization. We're a good organization, and we're not promoting all of the things that you would think that people would say we did.
Cameron got his hands up.
Go ahead, brother Cam. I'm sorry, I didn't see you.
No, you're all good. You're all good. As far as recruiting goes, I think that it's critical that we try to put together a list of benefits that we offer, because people, they're not going to just join something if it doesn't benefit them at all. And as far as myself, I can maybe think of a few things, but I think that it's critical that as far as recruiting goes, that we really, really try to brainstorm and put together a list. It's kind of like what you were saying. I don't know if the 34 arguments, I don't know if that maybe will play in line with it. But maybe if we could brainstorm a little bit right now or even later on, it would help out with me putting together this marketing campaign.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. If everybody can come together, we can do it. And brother, what I'll do is I'll set up I'm gonna set up the other one tonight and add you in it, brother Cam, and we can all go ahead and start adding in some suggestions and network as far as how we can do that. As far as getting suggestions, I'm sorry, I was typing something. That's I just put that in the chat. Those are the 8 things in the preamble. So if anybody asks, like, what's the UNI about, or what is the UNI? We're social, friendly, humanitarian. There's 8 of them, I believe. I never get them all right. I always skip out one. Educational, institutional, constructive, and expansive society. So it lets you know that we're social, we're friendly, we're humanitarian, we're charitable, we're educational, which is very important because, like we always say, we want to do a lot of teaching and learning in the UNIA, and constructive and expansive, institutional. So those are 8 that probably gonna be in that one. If you ever take a orientation or you get through and you ever get an exam or something, that'll be something that they ask you. What are the 8 things of the UNIA? Social, friendly, humanitarian. And then if they debate that, then we can go with the 34. You know, like you say, what are the benefits of being in the UNIA? As far as us being charitable and friendly, social, humanitarian, learning. We can add some more of that, especially for our division, because we want to also expand it out and be the strongest division. So, you know, adding things like having a program for the youth is what I wanted to get to next. Well, I throw that out there now. I wanted to get maybe once a month have a youth event we could do via Zoom, and we can invite some. We just got to decide on which age groups, whether it's reading a book on Marcus Garvey, like a children's book, or like maybe a youth book, I would say, where we can educate them and get them involved or something like that. And then we can also record it and send it for people that's missed it as well. But
how about kids in the, like, I'm assuming you guys don't exactly live in the hood or whatnot, but do you think maybe it'd be any way possible we could try to start trying to focus, how can I put it, like, just like you were suggesting Zoom calls, as far as the youth goes, I'm gonna tell you right now, my daughter ain't gonna be trying to hear none of that. You know what I mean? She's not going to be trying to watch no videos. So I think that it may be a little bit more productive as far as the youth goes to try to target them in their neighborhoods, especially, I come from the streets. So, to try to target the youth that needs it really the most. If we could try to go out and go to the hood at some point, even if it's 4 or 5 kids, it's a start.
Right.
Go out and get for it and shit. We could, excuse my language, we could feed them, talk to them, this, that, and the third. And I think that most of you can agree that if somebody, especially coming from that type of position and not having nothing, when you see other people, men and women that come into the neighborhood that look like you, that are trying to help you, it makes you look at things in a different way. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna be more open to listening to what they have to say. So I just wanted to throw that out there as far as the youth goes.
That's a good idea as well. We can talk about weighing what do we think is best, but I think maybe doing both is good for those that might be a little wary. I'm sorry
I'm not out there to be OG for y'all.
No, you good. We out. We in the hood or close to it, most of us. So that's not the issue. I just think like you said, going there, I think if we do it that way, which I'm fine with, I think we need to do both is what I'm saying. But I'm fine with that as well. We just got to get a spot to where we can, have those kids come to fellowship. So that's something we could work on as well.
And I look at it like maybe we could try to put together a flyer just for them and try to hand it, like go to the neighborhood and see kids or whatever, and then hand them the flyers, or see if we could catch them at the bus stop or their parents at the bus stop, and speak to the parents and say, hey, we're the UNIA. We do a youth event every month or whatnot, and we like to invite your child to come learn about African history and to eat, something of that nature. And I know, I'm assuming that there's not really like a building that we have in Baltimore, but maybe it could be something that could be done at like a community park or something of that nature. I'm not up there, so I can't really give the best suggestions or whatnot, but that's kind of what I had in my mind.
No, that's good. We could also use a rec center or something as well. Just let them know we want to do something and invite the kids. Plus, there's always kids there.
Yeah, exactly.
So, you know what I mean? You can catch a basketball or soccer, football, whatever, and just spread that information. So, yeah, I'm definitely cool with that as well.
It's all about planting seeds.
And like you was asking me earlier about what the agenda that Kevin has. Kevin's agenda also entails stuff about the youth. You know what I mean? And he was telling me also that he have some links with a spot right down here, right down here. I forget. He knows the principal for a school right down here, or Hilton. So when I can't wait for you to get the information, because the way I see it, I can't articulate all of it right here, but the way I see it, what he is proposing entails all of what we're talking about right now.
Got you. I'm gonna try to reach out to him now while we're
Yeah, check it. Yeah, get with him, man. Get with him. I'm just. It's so unfortunate that you couldn't come, man. But wow, he was putting it down, man.
Yeah, man. I'm glad you went. I'm glad you went. I just text him, so if he can jump on, I'll see if he can jump on. He might be busy, but I'll definitely see if he. And you went to that spot. That's an indoor spot?
What spot?
Where he had the meeting.
I went to the store.
See, I didn't. The store's close to the where we had the Juneteenth event, right?
Yeah, it's in the store is in the basement of his house.
See, I didn't know that. Okay, I just saw the address. I was trying to piece it together.
Yeah, but he got it set up. It's not a basement no more. It's a store.
Right. It's like I knew it was like a boutique or something.
It's a store. Trust me. Yeah.
So I'm gonna see if he can jump on.
Yo, that would be nice, man, because the what he was talking about, man, is definitely in line with what we are talking about right now. Yeah.
Brother Cam, you had another question?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Brother Frank, you have anything on your plate you wanted to get out? Something we could continue get ready to do?
Not really. I just I recommend that, as always, like, we continue to link up with each other after these meetings and in between meetings. If you got a thought or idea, whatever you're trying to work on, just reach out to somebody, or if you ain't talked to somebody in a while, give them a call, check in. That's what keeps us connected, is that personal interaction. So, we get caught up in trying to change the world that we forget, it's the small stuff that is important. And I like what Brother Jamal said in the chat about the kids. He said, feed them, teach them, and love them. And, that's really what we got to get down to, is the root, because kids, one thing I think, you might not always get them to sit and watch a video, but they learn by repetition and songs, right? And that's why when they first start learning in preschool and kindergarten, they learn songs, they learn the ABCs, and it's a song, and it helps them remember it. So, like, we can come up with some things like that. There's some stuff that already exists that maybe we could just start sharing, maybe videos of it, because today, we're not going to do everything in person. A lot of it's going to happen on the internet. So the type of content we share, we give parents the tools to give it to their kids, for them to teach them how to learn it, right? Like Meltrek, Dr. Maat's sons. They made that DVD. It's a cartoon that teaches them about history. Me and my son sat and read the book about that, right? But that type of representation is, I think, what the kids need to see. So all we got to do is just put it in front of them. We just got to get the information and keep it in front of them.
Facts. We need to do that. So we, in person, we got to have it internet wise, but I still think, we got to do some in person too. But to have both knocks out, we kill two birds in one stone. We cover everything, and that's what we got to do. Some people may be a little hesitant to do the online, so we just got to hit them in every angle. It's real important. But Brother Kevin, can you hear me? I'm see if you got.
Yes, brother, how y'all doing, man? Ready first. My brothers, I don't think it's doing right now.
He ain't got no. We got
Okay,
two-
brother Kevin. Oh, okay. Oh, I see the other Kevin jumped in too. All right, I didn't see him. All right,
He's on iPhone.
all right, all right. So thank you,
Oh, I'm
Kevin.
sorry, brother.
No,
I
you was. I was
meant
actually.
me.
No, I was actually talking to you. I didn't. I let
Oh,
somebody.
okay.
But now I'm gonna go to the other Kevin.
All right.
But yeah, I didn't know he had jumped on yet. So what's up, Kev? I missed the meeting. I know brother Anthony was there, but he said you had some powerful stuff. And I said I'll probably hit you up so you can just talk to us about it. For those that don't know, we've had I think our two biggest events that we did was the Juneteenth event and what's the other event?
Why not lie?
Why not lie? Yep. And Kevin helped us with some vendors. It was phenomenal, man. I want to keep that up. I think that's a great team thing that we have going on. So whenever he's doing something, we can support, and whenever we doing something, we can support. But brother Kevin, go ahead. I wanted to get you since I missed the meeting, just to fill us in on what you were saying, because brother Anthony said you had a lot of powerful stuff.
Yeah, first of all, my name is Kevin. Founded the Black Flea Market, Baltimore. Now, this year, moving forward with the Black Flea Market is going to be a little bit time consuming for me. So what I wanted to do is reach out to a few different groups of people who's on the same page of moving forward with it and bringing awareness to the communities. So I wanted to do bring 6 different elements to the Black Flea Market. I did 2-year study research with the Black Flea Market for the last 2 years, and I saw the numbers go from one thing to another. So my plan is we're doing it once a month. Within that Black Flea Market, I want to bring the same type of element we had for the Juneteenth. And that way we can line it up throughout the whole entire spring, summer, and fall. Because last year, we didn't have any rain dates, and our schedule flew through before fall even came around. So we was blank for 3 months. So this year, I want to return and do it once a month, so that way we don't get spread thin. Do it once a month, but also bring those entertainment and those guest speakers to be a part of that. Also, I wanted to implement neighborhood, or what I say, neighborhood gardens, starting with people who want to start a garden within their own homes. If we can give 4 to 5 people in one block to do a certain vegetable, that would be great, because what we doing now is people are getting food boxes, and the food box is not really teaching us anything. It's just going to waste because they taking 4 and 5 boxes when it's not needed. So those things is not, it helps us in short term, but in long term, it really doesn't teach us anything. So those things we can implement at the Black Flea Market. And what that does is it creates a conversation between those who are what I consider to be consciously woke and those who don't understand. So it kind of pushed the agenda for 2 different areas. Also, it's a school, Hilton, and it's the Emerson Village. It's called Green Street Academy. As though the principal is my neighbor, and he's always been telling me that there's a lot of services.
That's by Cold Spring, right?
No, it's right there on Hilton and right below Emerson Village. We're up the little turnabout on the left-hand side.
Green Spring Academy.
It's called Green Street Academy.
Is that the old Thomas Jefferson?
I'm not sure. I'm not from West. I'm not sure.
Right behind the Emerson Village Shopping Center, around there?
Nah.
Okay, I don't.
It's off of Hilton Parkway. It's off of Hilton. Yeah, like you coming down.
I know where it's at. It's on, if
Yeah.
I'm going towards Caton, it's on my left, right?
Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
All right, okay. I never knew
You
the name
got
of
it.
that school. Okay, all
You
right.
got it. You
It's
got it. You
called
got it.
Grantside Academy, and what they do is they grow vegetation,
Oh,
but no
wow.
one in the community is taking advantage of it. They have their own fish farm in the basement where they grow tilapia, cod, and no one's taking advantage of it.
What?
They also have a development workspace center, so they have their own workshop, wood shops. They have that in every tool you can think of. They have a t-shirt program, was though you want to start a small business. They have all the t-shirt printers. They have the laser cutters. They have podcast rooms, robotic centers. They have a lot of going on, but the community is not utilizing it. And what he's saying is, if we're not utilizing it, they're going to lose it. So I brought that up to see how that can be beneficial towards someone within the groups, because
So-
they have a lot going on over there. Like he said, I think it's like a $25 a month fee. If you want to teach a class in there, you can teach a class. Or you just want to use the space for yourself to upkeep of your business. You can, but it's there and it's available, but no one is utilizing that space.
So when you saying the community's not available, are you saying I, like me being a member of the community, I could go there and use the space and start growing stuff? Or
The stuff that's
learn.
growing, the stuff that's growing there, you can have access to get it for free.
Oh, we gotta promote that. Yeah, we
Because
gotta
though they have
promote that.
vegetation, they have, what I mean, it's all a part of their learning center and how they educate. But after a while, stuff grows. You gotta eat it.
Right.
So there's a lot of stuff that's probably going to waste.
What? Yeah, we gotta get at that.
So that was one of the things. And also, like I say, doing the Black Flea Market, not just in one location, spreading it out all over the city. The goal is to have 2 over East, 2 over West, and try to get those dates and times to be exactly the same. That way, it's more of an impact throughout the city than just having it in one location. I talked to my old program that I played football at, youth football program, Old Town Gators, which I believe that they probably are the oldest youth football program in the city itself.
Definitely Pop Warner. They probably the only one still in Pop Warner.
No, actually, they left Pop Warner.
Damn, that's crazy.
Program is 43 years old and they still alive, but they are trying to bring in and trying to collab with other people who may not know who they are, because they are the younger guys and they open their doors up and they want to be a part of community events as well. So doing something down there is opening up. I mean, they open to suggestions, they open to, how they can help impact the youth and, just, the overall wellness of the youth in the community. So they open to different things, as well as Principal Gordon is open to suggestions of how that space over their school can be utilized. My thing is, because my schedule has taken on so much that, I'm afraid if I can't do it, and if we can't come together, or those groups of people can't come together to further the Black Flea Market, then it's going to come to an end. Which, though, I think is the Black Flea Market offers a platform for a lot of people to, showcase their talents, their hobbies, their anything they can bring forth to the Black Flea Market. I'm afraid if I can't pass the torch or work with other people to keep that going, then it's going to die off. Because, business has picked up and I got a lot of other stuff going on as well. It's just a lot for me at this time. Now I don't want it to go. I don't want it to die off because, like I say, a lot of people benefit from it, and we making a lot of good awareness, and people was like, really is in tune into it. But like I say, I'm just one person, and I think this need to be pushed further.
Well, let's do this, brother Kev. We can we'll all come together and get with you, and we'll pick out some dates. Let's start picking out some dates because we want to still be active with the events, and that'll be a place that we could push. And then, like you say, if you're doing different spots, I think that's even better too. Different locations. Right. It opens it up.
Not to cut you off, the lady Stephanie Bradshaw, she has the lot on the other side of us, Bel Air Road side, which is behind the Family Dollar on Bel Air Road. And her lot is way much bigger. Like, she has a total parking lot. She has a field area, concrete area. She has a lot of.
Where'd you say that this lot was at?
Right behind, it's right there on Brandon and Bel Air Road, right behind the Family Dollar. On Brandon and Bel Air Road at the top, where the Catholic church is, just on the corner.
Yeah.
It used to be right behind there. It's a lot. It used to be the church. The church had the lot, but some things happened and they got the okay through the city to get to utilize the lot. Her thing is, because she's in the school system, they do a lot of free giveaways. Mm-hmm. And they educate the kids on being great in the community. That's her whole message, is being great in the community. She's not a type of person who, want the accolades of being who she is, but she really is a pillar of the community. I believe so. And she offers and brings a lot to the table for what she's doing. I do suggest that, if we can work with her along with the Black Flea Market to push our ideas as well, I think it would be something good to happen.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so definitely let's hook up, because we were trying to schedule some events and stuff now. And that's when you hit me, that's when you had texted me, we were actually having that conversation among us, and I was actually going to call you. So that was like fate. I swear. I was like, that's when I was like, I was just about to hit you.
Right.
So definitely.
Yeah, because
definitely. I think us teaming up went great. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Because New Era Baltimore had came past last weekend, and that's when everything started to transpire. I'm like, yeah, this is what I'm trying to do. They had workshop today, so they couldn't make it. But it was all good just to let Brother Tony know that, the ideas of where I'm trying to take the Black Flea Market and how I want good people around me to, explore their good ideas, so we can all sit down and make it happen. Because at the end of the day, like, I felt like the tour events last year that we did do together was great. It was a great atmosphere, and it was much needed. And there's just, for me, it's not every day that you meet genuine people that's going to push the same message as myself. I know I run across a lot of people who say one thing but do something totally different. I understand sometimes out of fear and they don't understand, but linking up last year was, man, it was like, it was a talk of, the community.
Yeah, it was nice.
I mean? It was really, really nice. It was really, really nice.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it. So, that's why I try to keep people involved, try to keep lines of communication involved out there. So that way when things like this do happen, we can all be still on the same track and still moving forward.
I'm all with it. So we'll definitely come up with some dates to get at you. And make sure we're on point with everything. But yeah, let's do it. That's why I was wanting to hit you, just to see what you were doing. But seeing that you pinning that down, that might even work better for us to get in there with those events and work on some spots. And if we can incorporate it all, like you said, with the speakers and everything, it can definitely be a great thing.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother Anthony.
Yeah, and like like Kevin was saying, that Green Street Academy, that spot. Remember, before he came on, we were talking about a spot maybe to engage the youth. I think that's the perfect spot right there.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
That's
like I said, he's my neighbor. He's always been a good guy with information for me if I want to find out something. He's been a great source of information for me. And like I say, just all it takes is a phone call, sit down and talk and see how we can all make it happen. Like he's a principal. He really is for the kids. Like every conversation I had with him, he's always about the kids. He's teaching certain things that he's not even supposed to teach in school, but he understand like these kids going to benefit from it. You know what I mean? He gets slack for it, but he feel like, you know, credit is something you're supposed to be teaching in school.
right.
Financial etiquette is something you're supposed to be teaching in school. They give him a hard time of doing it, but you know, he finds a way to get it done. You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? Like I say, we can sit down and write with him and see how we can utilize what his school is offering.
Yeah, we gotta connect with that for sure. No doubt. No doubt. Brother Bruce, you had your hand up?
I just got one more thing and then I'm gonna let it go.
All right.
I say the same thing almost all the time. I said it here, I've said it other places. If this organization right here, this particular division, I think needs an economic base, right? My spill is always the same. I believe that logistics and the division can start a logistics company itself, you know, dealing with that and bring an economic base into this division. So then that way the division can do a lot more in the community because it has money constantly flowing in, right? So hopefully one day we can all, you know, figure out a way to incorporate and try to get this division to actually make money to do things that we can take big field trips and do big giant events and everything. So I have some ideas.
When you saying the logistics, you talking about like the stuff you doing, right? Because I know that you're set up. Wouldn't it be easier for us I mean, I'm not saying do it now, but talk to you about how we could get into that where everything's set up and we could just more or less, you know, cold call and start plugging in information, if that makes sense.
At this point right here, I'm not cold calling like I was before. Now I've gotten into the system. Now I have people calling me saying that they have jobs available now. They want to join work with me. So yes, I do cold calling still, but as I got more deeper into it, now I've hooked up with like factoring companies. Now the factoring companies have a referral program. If I refer a driver to go work with a factoring company, they'll give me X amount of dollars, you know, or they'll have a driver that comes in, works with the factoring company, and then they'll just refer the driver to me. And then I give them a little bit of money for referring the driver to me. Kind of see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I've embedded into the system now, but where I'm at is like one time, me and Vice President Shaw, we were speaking about hot shotting. The division can actually start a program or a business and maybe buy a couple of trucks, maybe a couple of trailers, and it would be the division's company, all right? So the division would have its own logistics company, all right? Mm-hmm. So then that way the division can make money to be able to do things to fund, and however big you want to make it, you can make it. But at the same time, I don't know how that would work with the actual division and having a company at the same time, but that's an idea, you know, because logistics is booming right now. You know, there's so much money to be made in logistics. I just think that the division itself could have its own logistics company, you know, set up solely for the division to make money, you know.
All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wrap to you before then so we can so I want to bring it to the offices on the 7th, on that meeting on the 7th. So that way we have everything outlined, so how we could do it, or at least, you know, so they can visualize it, if that makes sense. Go ahead,
Yeah, that
Brother
makes
Anthony.
sense, bro.
Yeah, to go on what Brother Bruce was saying, I mean, straight up, I mean, that's what the Honorable Marcus Messiah was about anyway. Because back in the day, the UNIA owned several different entities. I mean, and we definitely want to get we want to get that back.
Right.
We want,
Not to cut you off, Brother Anthony, but that's why New York is so booming. I can't tell you how many of those members work for the Rock. You know, if they're not, they're working for the Rock. You know, when I went up there, you could see the actual members unloading the stuff. I'm sure some of them is PG's family, but it's a lot of brothers that's just working for the Rock, and so that means something. When we can have our own, and that's what we need to do, get something that we can bring in business. So that's something that's interesting, because we don't have to actually have a physical location. Even though we want to get one for that business, we don't need it. It's all on the computer, and we can generate money.
for sure.
So I wanted to go in while I got the Commander Jamal on as well. I ran into somebody at an event, and he was like, Brother Everett. He knew my name. I was like, hey, what's going on? He was like, you don't remember me? I'm like, no. He was like, I did security for the UNIA. And I'm like, I'm trying to think, like, for the, the parent body UNIA, or for, he was like, for you, BARCA-CLARKE. It's like, no, we didn't have security. He was like, wait a minute. He was confused. He thought the Race First event was our event, and Baba Imhotep hired security. I didn't know this. He said, oh yeah, good brother Baba Imhotep, he had just told, gave me a couple of dollars to do security. And so we just started rapping. I was telling him about the Legion. I was like, well, we have our own security, a military faction that we're implementing. And so the way that works is, I was talking to the brother who was in our meeting on the HEC, and he's let us know. So the way we have it set up is that whenever there's a position where we need to use the African Legion, Lord Jamal should report to Brother Anthony, who's the local officer on that. So because it's kind of like a government, your military can't have the final say so to go to war, if that means something. So it would be Brother Anthony would report any issues and stuff like that to the local officers. In that sense, if we had an issue, for example, some white boys terrorizing the community, of course, Lord Jamal, goodness, Brother Jamal is gonna go in and he's gonna protect the community. That's a given. That he doesn't have to report on that. We'll deal with that after the fact if it's defense. But if we have to go offense, so we need to do certain protocols, it's kind of like the general has to report to Congress. That's all. So Brother Anthony, being the sergeant at arms, will be the direct contact of communication, besides our local government, the local officers from there. So I wanted to go to the next step of just recruiting and getting some young brothers that wouldn't mind, protecting the community. And Brother Jamal, was you able to reach out to Brother Johnson?
Greetings, family. Race first.
Race first.
Race first. Actually, Brother Everett, I've been long story short, booked up with a lot of things dealing with workplace.
You good.
I haven't made contact with anybody. I tried to reach out to Brother Kajana maybe about a month ago. That's how long it's been. I wasn't able to contact him, but I haven't been reaching out in about a whole month. I've been just down, just dealing with what I'm dealing with and unfocused. Gotcha. So honestly, no, I have not contacted anybody.
But you got the contact from me though, right?
Yes, sir, I do.
That's cool.
Everyone texts. Yes, sir.
Okay, so you don't have to worry about it yet. We could both reach out together as well. I just wanted to make sure I got you the contact information.
Yes, I have everybody contact information that you ever sent me. Yes, sir.
Okay, so we just want to make sure that we're going forward, because I think that is a critical piece of what we have to do. And you guys can feel free to comment, but I just think it's necessary. When I see the Nation of Islam and I see how they took, you know, they took pretty much our foundation of their security. And the fact that we had it as more of a military, I just think it's definitely needed. So especially when we're doing events and stuff like that, we can have people just, you know, making sure we, if there's an issue, that we can control it. I think we had a situation, what's it at, Why Not Lie? I think it was Why Not Lie. Brother Anthony, if you can, you probably remember. Something happened and I was talking to somebody and you had stopped the music. And we might have had a situation. It was good because those brothers were cool and down with our cause. But you know, when we doing something, we need to just make sure that we have people that can interject and diffuse the situation, if that makes sense. Go ahead, Brother Anthony.
Yeah, I mean, brother, I don't know his name, but brother, the first person who stepped to the person was a brother from the Race First organization.
Right.
And when I saw what was going on, I said, okay, I gotta come down off the stage, and just it was no big deal. Person just came in there, it was some inappropriate actions at a family event, and we just had to let them know, you can't do this here. You have to leave, and it was diffused because nobody was the wiser.
Right, right. It actually went well, but like you say, it looks the part. Because when the brother was telling me, he was like, "Yeah, I thought y'all were all the Race First movement." He was like, "Nah." Said on that event, he just asked me and my homeboy, to do whatever. And he was like, I was telling him about the African Legion. He was like, well, wow, yeah, I'd rather be a part of that. Now I feel like I'm a part of something. And I was like, yeah, we can work that out as far as how we can take it business-wise. But I definitely got to call that brother back. But I just wanted to make sure that, when we're out there, we look in uniform. Go ahead, Brother Anthony.
Yeah, and like we keep talking about youth. I mean, that the African Legion, when we get the African Legion together with these young brothers, trust and believe that is going to be a major recruitment tool. Because when other young brothers look and see these young brothers in uniform, in formation, and all this kind of stuff, it's going to have a serious impact on their psyche.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, we just got to do it, man. That's all I got to say.
Right. And that's what I'm on. So I sent, just to let you guys know, I sent Brother Jamal a couple of people, but, I want to really get after it now because I have a lot of the young brothers. I guess you guys know I have my own basketball organization. So I deal with a lot of the young, the youth, and they like to be a part of that where they feel empowered, like they doing something, they feel strong. You know what I mean? We out here protecting something. So that's very important that we get that out there for them. And that's a way to lead them into Garveyism and the teachings as well. So if you guys know anybody, of course, no age matters, but I definitely want some younger guys out there because when we see the younger male or female, when we see the youth and they see themselves out there looking sharp, it's a different animal as far as they see me pushing 50 out there and they see somebody else, that's a little older. When they see guys that age, that's even more powerful. You know what I mean? And we want to get youthful as we go forward. We got to start teaching our leaders, our future leaders. So that's something that we got to really start getting into. So I just really wanted to push that out there as well. Anybody have anything to share before we close out or anything to add? Brother Anthony, got anything to add? I saw Brother Frank had the roll.
Brother Kevin, just make sure, Brother Kevin, the entrepreneur Kevin I'm talking about, iPhone Kevin. Just make sure you send out them emails, brother. I mean, you know how it is, it's a different thing when you have something to sit down and read. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right. I got you. I'm gonna send it out. I was meant to send it out when you left, but grandson.
Yeah, I see him. I see him. I see him. All right, man. All right, peace, peace.
If I don't send it out this evening, you'll have it before Monday.
No, I mean, it's not the dire rush, you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
It's a rush for me because I know I forget. So I'm
Nah, I'll remind you. Trust me. I'll be like a ticks on a dog. All right, Kevin. You have a good evening, brother.
all right now.
All right. Brother Jamal, you have anything to share what's going on?
No, sir. Not at the moment. I gave my thoughts, through text. So that was basically it.
Okay.
If I do have anything that I need to bring to you or anyone else inside the family, then I will definitely let you guys know. I'm constantly thinking, I'm constantly learning. So you don't have to really worry about if I'm, if Pan-Africanism or, our agenda is a focus of mine or not, because it definitely is. I'm just caught up in dealing with, reality, with other, fact elements of life. So, but I'm here. I'm willing. I got what it takes.
No, you good. I'm trying to add you to the signal, but I'll do that. I get Brother Anthony to help me with that. Brother Dwayne, I see you bounced in. You got anything to share with us, my brother? You still there, Brother Dwayne? Oh, he might not be able to speak. I did see him hit me in the chat. Brother Cam, you got anything else to share? Brother Cam?
No, I just want to reiterate that, we can't forget about the gangbangers out there and all the brothers that's in jail or whatnot. After we focus on the youth or on the very young, then I think that we need to start focusing our efforts on these other people who've actually been impacted by racism, because a lot of us out here, or basically the coons out here, if they don't see racism as an issue, then they're not going to want to fight for it. So I think that a lot of the people who've been disenfranchised, like people that's been in the hood and things of that nature, I think that we need to really try to zone in on focusing on recruiting them after we attack the youth. So
yes,
that's
and
all.
those are primary people I want to look at for the Legion too. African Legion.
Exactly.
Brother Kevin, you there? You got something to share? Kevin Nelson, my brother?
No, not at this time, brother.
All right, my brother. Brother Bruce, you got something to close out with?
I got one last thing.
Go ahead.
And you keep y'all done it to me, and I kind of usually keep my mouth shut, because when I say things around where I live at, I'm deemed as a radical. They have
Welcome to the
tactical
club.
schools that train in hand-to-hand combat and also in small arms fires. Right now, these tactical schools, the Israelis have the lockdown when it comes to these tactical schools. Right, so you're going to do an African Legion, do it right. Have actual combat training, jujitsu, small arms fire, hand-to-hand combat, close quarters combat. You can Google these things, what I'm talking about. Some of these schools are like $5,000. You send 1 or 2 able-bodied men to one of these schools. Some of these schools are like maybe $2,000 for like 3 weeks. They go in there, they learn whatever tactical, they come back to the community, and then they start training in the community. All right. So you got an African Legion. They already have the schools available. The Caucasians have the schools. We need the schooling. We send a couple of people to those schools, then we bring it back to our community. So then that way we can start training our people to be just as good as the Israelis, the Afghanistanians, whoever's, and everything. So that's my little tidbit. And I've seen the schools, and I've even thought about investing in one for a couple of the people that are around in my little inner circle and stuff like that. Because if we're going to do anything that's militarily wise and everything, we need to have every advantage that we can possibly get, because we're not training at this moment, but there's other groups and other factions that are training super hard and everything. We kind of behind the 8 ball when it comes to that. So, you know, that African Legion is definitely a good idea, but if you're going to do it, make sure we get the guys into these training schools. It might be rappelling into a building or something off the side of a building. They have those type of schools. They got one in, right up north from where I live at. They literally train SWAT teams. So you can send somebody to these schools to be trained as a SWAT, bring it back, teach the youth, teach the whoever we're going to teach how to do those things that they learned in those schools. So I'm not going to beat that too hard, but you know, that's, you know, I heard that African Legion several times. So, you know, let's do it. If we're going to do it for real, you know?
No, brother, let me harp on that right now. I mean, we wasn't setting up no African Legion for no optics, bro. We wasn't setting it up for no optics. This is real stuff. Trust me. I love what you're saying, but I'm just letting you know this is real stuff. We wasn't just ain't no cartoon characters. You know what I'm saying? You know, we setting up the real thing, bro. You know what I mean? Because it's not a joke out here. And I feel what you say. I feel what you say. We behind. We're behind because they have other factions that been training for years and years and got their children training and all that kind of stuff. So, yo, it's a serious matter. We got to get with the program.
I think Brother Bruce was on point with that. I totally agree as well.
Sure. All right, anybody else got anything to add? Something that, we need to discuss before we roll out? So we definitely gonna focus in on the recruiting. Brother Cam, just let me know when you ready for the flyer loot. We'll get with Brother Kevin on some dates and stuff like that. And I think that's pretty much it. And we'll work on that event, me and you, Brother Anthony, for you know, our first event, a meeting that we can meet in person, have some food and stuff for everybody. All
right, sure, man, sure. You know, I mean, it's important, man. I mean, we've been doing this Zoom.
Yeah,
if it wasn't for Lady Prayers, thank God for Lady Prayers. If it wasn't for her, man, we probably wouldn't have had any kind of in-person meeting yet. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and we can still stream it out for Brother Cam and Chief Elder.
Most definitely. All right.
All right, everybody good? Brother Bruce, you got anything else to add before we close out? All right,
no, sir, I'm good to go, man.
All right, family, I guess we can end with the same. If y'all can repeat after. Oh, Brother Anthony, you got a quote for the day, or you good?
You know, I didn't even look up a quote. What, you want me to look one up real quick or what?
Yeah, but let's end with one.
All right, hold on there a minute. Give me a second there. Give me a second. I gotta look one up, man. I was so engaged into the meeting that I totally forgot, man.
I always forget. You gotta remind me. I didn't do the agenda today, but I really just wanted to have a meeting like this sometimes too. You know what I mean? Where we can just talk about some things as we get, because when I want us to be a little more prepared this year as we go out into the warmth, that's spring and that summer. We did great last year, but this year it can definitely be on.
Of course. Hold on there. I'm trying to source one of these things real quick. I'm not trying to hold anybody up because I know people got places to go and things to do. Yeah. Hold on, let's see. Quotes. Marcus Garvey quotes. Well, here's one I just ran across real quick, and I mean, this is facts. Quote by the Honorable Marcus Messiah Garvey, and it goes as follows: "Intelligence rules the world. Ignorance carries the burden." Now that's a good quote.
Say that again.
Intelligence rules the world. Ignorance carries the burden.
Powerful.
Race first.
Race first, family. All right, we're going to end
Race
off on the
first.
anthem. If everybody can repeat after me. Africa for the Africans.
Africa for
for the Africans.
For those home
For
For
those
those
home
home
and those abroad.
and those abroad.
abroad.
All right, let me see if I can make this work. Y'all hear this?
Yeah.
Ethiopia, thou land of our fathers, home land where the gods love to be. A storm cloud at night suddenly gathers, all armies come rushing to thee. We must in the fight be victorious, when swords are thrust outward to gleam. For us will victory be glorious, when led by the red, black, and green. Advance, advance to victory, let Africa be free. Advance to meet the foe, advance to meet the foe, with the might of the red, the black, and the green, with the might of the red, the black, and the green. O Jehovah, thou God of the ages, grant unto our sons that need the wisdom thou gave to thy sages when Israel was sore in need. Thy voice to the dim past has spoken, Ethiopia shall stretch forth her hand. By thee shall all fetters be broken, and heaven bless our dear motherland. Advance, advance to victory, let Africa be free. Advance to meet the foe, advance to meet the foe, with the might of the red, the black, and the green, with the might of the red, the black,
All right, family.
Race first.
Race first.
Race
Race
first.
first.
Race first, brother.